everyone, welcome back. So today we are talking about Lanka Hospitals. So most of us have either been there as a patient, taken a family member there, or at least heard of the place. But today we are not talking about the hospital from a patient's point of view. We are looking at it as a business. So we got our hands on their 2025 annual report. That's a big document companies publish every year to show everyone how they are doing. And we are going to go through it together in plain, simple language. No complicated finance words, no jargon, just the real story. And let's get into it. So, what is Lanka Hospital? Lanka Hospital has been around since 2002. It actually started as Apollo Hospital, the Indian hospital brand. So, but over time it became its own thing and rebranded as Lanka Hospital. So, when it first opened, there was nothing else like it in Sri Lanka. So, private hospital at that level, that quality, it was new. So today it's the biggest and most recognized private hospital in the country. So they have 267 beds. They do everything: heart surgeries, brain surgeries, cancer treatment, IVF, kidney transplant, weight loss surgeries, over 17 different types of medical services under one roof. And top of that, they run 88 labs, collection centers around the island where you can go and give your blood samples and do a test, 24 pharmacies, and they have now started home care services and an emergency ambulance line that runs 24 hours. In 2025, they treated 374,000 patients. That's just 1 year. They've done over 170,000 surgeries since they've opened, helped to bring 1,575 babies into the world through IVF, and done over 1.8 million lab tests just last year alone. And because it's a listed in Colombo Stock Exchange, everyone can buy shares in the company, which also means they have to be open about everything: their money, their plans, their problems. That's what the annual report is for. So every company has a vision and a mission. These are basically answers to questions: where do you want to go and how do you plan to get there? So Lanka Hospital's vision is to be the number one private hospital in Sri Lanka. Help build a healthier country and also bring in patients from other countries, what people call medical tourism. That medical tourism part is very interesting. That means they want to bring patients from Maldives, from India, from Middle East. So they have to come to Colombo specifically to get treated here. That's a big goal. And their mission is pretty straightforward: give people world-class medical care at a price they can manage. So they do it with genuine care and compassion. And then there is something in the report they call their promise. So it says every person who walks through their doors deserves to be treated with respect. Not just the patient, but the family members who are waiting outside worried sick. So the promise is that they care about the patient, about the family, about their own staff. So that sounds simple, but it's actually quite rare to see a company put it in writing and then actually try to live by it. And as we'll see, their patient satisfaction numbers did go up this year. So they are walking the talk, at least to some degree. So now let's talk about who's actually is in charge. Lanka Hospital has a board of directors, 12 people who are responsible for making the big decisions. And one thing that really stands out when you look at the board is that the most of them are new. A lot of them only joined in late in 2024 or during 2025. So the company went through a pretty big change in leadership and they are upfront about it. So the chairman is Major General Dr. Krishantha Fernando, a retired Army general who is also a specialized doctor with over 34 years in the medical field. He joined in August 2025. The part a lot of people are curious about: how did the money side go? So let's start with the share price. If you bought Lanka Hospitals shares at the start of 2025, you would have paid about rupees 79.5 per share. By the end of the year, each share was worth 106. So that means in 1 year the value went up by 33%. So if you had put 100,000 at the start of the year, by December you would have earned 133,000. That's a good return. The company's total value on the stock market went from rupees 17.79 billion to 23.72 billion. The market is saying this company is worth more now than it was before. So because the business itself did really well, total income, what they call revenue, grew 14.47 billion. That's the highest amount of money that a company has ever made in a single year. And for the first time in a long time, they also paid out dividends. So rupees 3.5 per share, totaling 783 million given back to shareholders. Last year they paid nothing. So that was a big deal for investors. And when we talk about profits grew even faster than the income. Profit before tax went up by 49%. Profit after tax went up by 45%, that is 1.94 billion. So when profit grow faster than income, it means the company is getting more efficient, spending smarter and wasting less. And here's something that not many companies can say: Lanka Hospital has zero debt, no loans, no borrowings, totally clean balance sheet, plus 1.18 billion sitting in cash. That gives them a lot of freedom. They can invest in new equipment or new buildings, and without they don't have to borrow from banks and pay interest on top of it. So the money picture is very clear. 2025 was their best financial year ever. Record income, record profits, and record dividend, and no debt. So let's be straight about this. Is Lanka Hospital actually in good shape, or is there stuff we should be worried about? So honestly, mostly good. But let me give you the full picture. The money side, very strong. Best financial year ever. No debate there. The quality side, also strong. Lanka Hospital holds some of the most respected international certificates a hospital can get. And the Joint Commission International Seal, that's given to hospitals that meet global standards for their patient safety and care. So very few hospitals in this part of the world have it. So they also have accreditation for their labs, their food safety system, and also for their environmental system. And they were named the most awarded healthcare company in Sri Lanka in 2025 by LMD magazine. So which looked at over 200 companies. So that's a really a big recognition. So the leadership side, that is where things are still settling. Most of the board is new. The managing director has only been in the role since June 2025. So they openly say in the report that 2025 was a year of resetting and stabilizing, not transforming. The big change they have planned haven't happened yet. So they all lined up for 2026 onwards. Now the things that need attention is the staff retention, which dropped to 73%. So that's the one I would keep an eye on. A hospital lives and dies by its people. If the good doctors, nurses, and experienced staff are leaving, that's a real problem. The company needs to figure out why that's happening, and they have to fix it. Also, spending on infrastructure and new buildings and new equipments dropped by almost half this year, from rupees 1.45 billion to just 771 million. That's partly because they were in consolidation mode, but it does not mean a lot of the big upgrades are still happening. So they need to spend money on that going forward. And on sustainability, they have made a start, but they haven't yet measured their full environmental impact. There is a gap, and they have to they need to close that gap. But step back and look at the overall picture. A company with no debt, record profits, great clinical standards, and a clear plan, and a refreshed leadership team, that's a solid foundation. So, what does Lanka Hospital actually plan to do in the next few years? A few things really caught my eyes. They want to set up a robotic surgery unit. Robotic surgery is when a surgeon uses a machine controlled by them to perform very precise operations. It means smaller cuts, faster recovery, and less pain. It's the future of surgery, and very few hospitals in Sri Lanka are doing it. So they are also moving into telemedicines, where you can consult a doctor over a video call from your own home. That is especially useful for people who live far away from Colombo or can't easily travel. And they want to expand their labs further around the country. And they also look at growing into other parts of the region. And the biggest shift in thinking, they want to move away from just treating sick people to also helping people to stay healthy in the first place. So prevention wellness programs, that means checkups, early detection. So these kind of models are growing all over the world, and Lanka Hospital wants to be part of it here. All of this falls under their Heart's 360 plan for 2026 to 2030. It's a bold set of ambitions where they can actually deliver on all of it is a question, but at least the thinking is there and the finances are strong enough to support the investment. So, all right. So, the verdict: Lanka Hospital in 2025, best financial year in their history. Share prices went up by 33%, profits went up by 45%, and first ever dividend paid out, zero debt, and patient satisfaction improving, some of the strongest clinical accreditation in the region. On the other side, new leadership still finding its feet, staff retention is dipping, and the big transformation plan hasn't really started yet. That's all still ahead. So if you're someone who has money in Lanka Hospital, the numbers look